Hello everyone, welcome to Learning Literature with Purba. In today's video, we are going to discuss Shelley's A Defense of Poetry, published in 1821. It is a very important work related to romantic literary criticism. So Shelley wrote A Defense of Poetry as a response to his friend Thomas Love Peacock's essay, The Four Ages of Poetry. So in today's video, we are going to look at first Thomas Love Peacock's essay, The Four Ages of Poetry, and then we will look at Shelley's essay, A Defense of Poetry. So if you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, then do subscribe to it and hit the bell icon so that you never miss an update. Thomas Love Peacock published The Four Ages of Poetry in 1820, where he said that poetry is of less value to the modern man than it was in the earlier ages. So he talked about the four ages of poetry like the four ages of man. So first we have the Iron Age, or the period of infancy, when everything is crude and untutored, such as the medieval folk ballads and legends. Next we have the Age of Gold, or youth, when natural genius is full-blown, as seen in Renaissance poetry. Next we have the Silver Age, or the Middle Ages, when the growth of imagination is pruned through rules, as seen in the poetry of Dryden and Pope, that is, neoclassical poetry. And lastly we have the Bronze Age, or Old Age, when we can see that poetry returns to an artificial simplicity, such as the poetry of the Romantic Age, poetry written by Wordsworth, Byron, Coleridge, Shelley and Keats. So these are the four ages of poetry defined by Thomas Love Peacock in his essay. According to Thomas Love Peacock, as civilization progresses, poetry declines and becomes a waste of time for intelligent people who would rather study natural and social sciences. So this particular essay of Thomas Love Peacock caused a lot of anger in Shelley, which he referred to as sacred rage. Therefore, in 1821, Shelley wrote A Defense of Poetry as a befitting reply to Thomas Love Peacock's essay. In A Defense of Poetry, Shelley said that poetry is the expression of imagination. Poets participate in the eternal and the infinite. Everyone needs to have a poetical faculty in order to do anything creative in life. Therefore, poets are not only the authors of language, but they are also the lawmakers. They are also the organizers of civil society and inventors of the various arts of life. Architecture, painting, music, dance, sculpture, philosophy are all expressions of the poetical faculty. Shelley says that everyone who has contributed to the enrichment of the human civilizations were poets. They were born with that poetical or creative faculty. Therefore, he says that poets are the unacknowledged legislators of the world. They are the unacknowledged lawmakers of the world. Shelley says that those who are not gifted with the poetical and creative faculty can never make any contribution to the human civilization. Next, Shelley says that the beautiful passages of poetry are not only a matter of labor and study, but they are the record of the best and happiest moments of imagination. He says that poetry imparts pleasure of a higher and nobler kind. Poetry is the union of wisdom and delight, and it happens because of the poet's connection with the eternal, the spiritual. Poetry can make people understand the great moral force of love. Poetry can rescue civilization from doom, especially in times of industrial revolution, when the growing mechanism and materialism is dehumanizing people. Shelley does not agree with Peacock that in his age, poetry is experiencing a decay. Rather, Shelley sees a new birth, a new upsurge of creativity. However, Shelley condemned the decadence of the comedy of manners. Shelley said that poetry is a weapon of reform, and in his own poems, such as Ode to the West Wind, to a Skylark, we can see exactly this role that his poetry fulfills. Yes, indeed, poetry is a weapon of reform and can bring a lot of good changes. Lastly, Shelley says that poetry is not mere art, poetry is vision, a vision of the perfect world. And therefore, poetry is always going to stay important and relevant, and it can never become a waste of time. So that's it for today's video, where we discussed Shelley's A Defense of Poetry in detail. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you found the video helpful, then do like it and share with your friends. I will be back very soon with a new video on a literary work. Till then, stay tuned to Learning Literature with Purba. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Also visit our online academy www.learningliteratureWithPurba.com to discover online courses and classes on English literature and creative writing. Also stay connected on Facebook and Instagram. Thank you so much for watching.